It started out as a piece of graffiti seen by very few, but Dead Bod has gone on to become part of Hull's history. Now the painted picture of a dead bird on an old shed has gone on public display as a work of art. It was unveiled today after a campaign to save it. You know the story. Phillip Norton has this.
It's the moment Jenny has waited years for. For the first time, able to see her dad's legacy up close.
I touched it. Can't believe it.
Jenny's dad was Captain Len Rood, known as Pongo. He worked on tugs. It was in the early 1960s that he and a friend painted the graffiti in tribute to a dead bird that he'd cared for out at sea. It was a prank that became a famous navigation point for seafarers on the Humber and a welcome sight for returning trawlermen.
Just leaving Dead Bod shed, making our way back.
When it was revealed the old shed was to be demolished to make way for the Seamen's development, a public campaign to save Dead Bod began. And this is the end result.
All the nooks and crannies and all the cracks, they're all there, aren't they? Weathered. Can't believe it.
That's what great art is, isn't it? You know, it's some brushstrokes on a canvas or some brushstrokes on a piece of corrugated iron, but the story behind it and what it means to this city and its links to the maritime history of the city and families of the city. And I'm so glad we can tell that story to a wider audience and people can come and see it close up.
Today's the first time Dead Bod has gone on display after a painstaking operation to remove and restore it by Associated British Ports.
The pride and the clamour within the city and the people to save Dead Bod for something which is really part of the city's fishing heritage was deafening, and we had to do something about it.
It's really odd that a story that we heard as children all the way growing up has become what it's become, and now everyone seems to know my childhood story. Like, it's a really odd situation, but I think it's brilliant.
It fills me with pride, the fact that we was brought up with a story, and that it's come to this today after 2 years of hard work from everyone, really. We've got so many people to thank.
Now Dead Bod can finally be seen by all at the new Humber Street Gallery when it opens on Friday.
He was a really private man, but he'd be laughing up there and I'll say, I can't believe that, you would have believed Dead Bod would do something like that. No, I would be proud, really proud. I am, I'm over the moon.
Phillip Norton, BBC Look North, Hull.
Well, after she left the gallery this afternoon, Jenny, the daughter of Pongo, who painted Dead Bod, came into the studio and asked her what she thought of the people who'd campaigned over the last 2 years to save it.
I want to thank every single one of them people on that campaign, because it started with a picture on Facebook that I liked, and it just snowballed. People sharing it, people joined the campaign, they did petitions, they did whatever they did to be able to get it saved.
To save a bit of galvanised metal with a bit of paint on it, basically, isn't it?
Yeah. I think just because it's Hull. Everything what's said on there is Hull.
It's Hull's sense of humour as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And did he get into trouble? He got into real trouble, didn't he?
Yeah, he got reprimanded for defacing the Queen's property. And when he went in, he said, no, I haven't defaced it. I've preserved it, putting paint on it.
So how did you feel a few weeks back when you saw it projected onto... Bill? I cried for the full week. Did you? I kept going. We went to see it on the Phones Art Gallery, we went to the Deep, went back to Phones Art Gallery, back to the Deep. It was just so clever. It was really clever. What would your dad say today if he knew he was, which he is, isn't he? He's an artist being hung in an art gallery.
He was a real private man. He wouldn't have had nothing to do with this.
So you'd hate this, the fact that you're talking about?
He'd love the fact that it's everybody's talking about it, but he wouldn't have got involved in none of it. It was real private. It was a funny thing when he was at work, when he was at sea, once he left sea, it was them to laugh at. And
how do you feel today? Because it must be so emotional for you.
I'm so proud. I'm really proud. My dad's name's going to go down in maritime history, and it's lovely. It's great. Amazing.
And it's never going to be forgotten now, is it?
No, because I think now it's gone into the gallery and people are going to see it. It's going to be talked about, and photos. I mean, how many photos are going to be took against it? It's just going to snowball again, I think, like it did 2 years ago when it first started.
And every time you talk to a trawlerman, they all used it. You know, even though they had the navigation aids, they all used it as, we're 20 minutes from home, we need to get changed because we're going to see our families.
And Humber Rescue used it as a navigation point as well.
It's an amazing story. Must be quite a day for you today.
Oh, it's been lovely. I was really anxious at first. How can they make that fit in that place? But when I went to see it, and to be able to touch and feel it real, I mean, we went to see it on the River Humber, but it was far away. But to get up and see how old, it's really old, and it's still standing. It's great, it's lovely.
Painted in the 60s. I'm looking forward to seeing it from Friday. Nice to see you, Jenny.
Thank you very much, Peter.
Yeah, Jenny, her dad painted Dead Bod.